The final confrontation was not merely a clash of swords and sorcery, but a tempestuous collision of destinies, a battle of wills that raged beneath the storm-laden skies, where thunder rolled and lightning split the heavens. Every heartbeat was a test, every breath a struggle, as the very air crackled with the tension of two fates entwined. Nox, his eyes burning with a bitter fire and a twisted sense of entitlement, stood before me like a shadow made flesh. His presence was a storm unto itself, his voice laced with venom as he declared that power was his birthright, that the world owed him its submission and that all would kneel before his will. He taunted me relentlessly, his words echoing across the barren, windswept plateau. The rocks themselves seemed to tremble as he insisted that we were the same, that destiny had chosen us both to rule, to bend Nadaka to our desires, to shape its future with our hands alone. But I stood firm, my heart a beacon against the encroaching darkness, refusing to let the shadows claim my soul. I remembered the friends I had made along this arduous journey, each face a memory, each memory a source of strength. I thought of the people whose lives I had touched, the villagers whose laughter I had restored, the hopes I had helped rekindle in the hearts of the weary and the lost. I saw again the spark of hope in their eyes, shining brighter than any magic, a light that had survived even the darkest nights. With unwavering conviction, I declared that true strength was never about ruling over others, but about lifting them up, helping them rise above their fears and doubts, guiding them toward the dawn. Drawing upon the pure, unifying light I inherited from my father, a light that had guided me through every shadow, every trial, every heartbreak, I unleashed a final, blinding surge of energy. The cavern erupted in a brilliance so intense it seemed to banish the very memory of darkness, overwhelming Nox and shattering his shadowy form into fading wisps that vanished into the night like a bad dream at sunrise. With Nox defeated, the suffocating darkness that had threatened to consume Nadaka was finally broken. Its grip loosened at last. The fragments of the core bangle clattered to the stone floor, their power spent but not lost, each piece glimmering with the promise of renewal. The Umbrath, its master gone, let out a final, despairing cry, a sound that echoed with centuries of sorrow and regret, before dissolving into nothingness, its darkness swept away by the cleansing light. Exhausted but resolute, I knelt among the ruins, my hands trembling as I gathered the scattered pieces of the bangle, each fragment a testament to the trials I had endured. As I held them, the radiant light from my locket and the ancient power of the 5 runes surged together, weaving through the fragments with a warmth that felt like hope itself. Gentle, persistent, and unstoppable. The core bangle reformed on my wrist, its glow more brilliant and pure than ever before. A symbol of unity restored, a beacon for all who would follow. A wave of harmonious, cleansing energy burst forth from the heart of the crystal tomb, sweeping across every island, every mountain, every hidden valley of Nadaka, touching even the most remote corners with its healing embrace. The wild elements were soothed, the raging storms faded into gentle breezes, and the trembling earth settled into peaceful stillness. The land itself seemed to sigh in relief, as if waking from a long and troubled dream. A gentle, golden light bathed every island, bringing warmth and renewal to the land, coaxing new life from the soil and hope from the hearts of its people. The balance of Nadaka was restored at last, the harmony of nature and spirit returned. In the aftermath, as the dust settled and the first rays of dawn broke through the clouds, painting the world in hues of gold and rose, the elemental leaders, dressed in their ceremonial robes adorned with the symbols of their people, gathered on the palace balcony and offered me the throne, their faces solemn and hopeful. The people of Nadaka filled the city squares, cheering and raising banners, their voices rising in a triumphant chorus as they hailed me as their true king and savior. I had saved them all, and their gratitude was overwhelming, a tide of joy and relief that swept through the kingdom, binding us together in a moment of shared victory. By right of blood and by the deeds I had done, the ancient crown of Lumina was mine to claim, its golden surface gleaming in the morning light. The crown rested on a velvet pillow, waiting for me to take my place in history, to become the ruler so many had hoped for. But as I looked at my friends and the assembled leaders, I gently shook my head, refusing the crown with a humble heart, my voice steady as I spoke. I explained that Nadaka did not need a single ruler to guide it from above, but a new way forward, one built on trust, cooperation, and shared responsibility. What it needed was protectors, a team bound by trust and unity, not by a crown or a throne, but by a promise to serve and defend. My journey had taught me that the greatest strength came from unity and collaboration, from many hearts working together, not from one person holding all the power. The bonds we forged were stronger than any magic or weapon. I proposed that the kingdom be guided by a council, its leaders and its people, working side by side, each voice valued, each perspective honored, to ensure that darkness would never again find a foothold in our world, and that every voice would be heard from the highest mountain to the smallest island. My decision was met with respect, admiration, and a renewed sense of hope for the future. The applause that followed was not just for me, but for the promise of a new beginning. And so, a new era dawned for Nadaka, one built not on the rule of one, but on the shared dreams and efforts of many, where every sunrise brought new possibilities. Together we began to rebuild, stone by stone, hope by hope, laying the foundation for a brighter tomorrow, our hands and hearts united in purpose. Alongside Lyra, Kale, and the friends who had stood by me through every trial, and new friends from every region, each bringing their own strengths, stories, and dreams to our fellowship, I formed the Guardians of Nadaka, a fellowship dedicated to protecting peace and nurturing the bonds of friendship between the islands, our resolve as unbreakable as the mountains themselves. Together, we pledged to defend our world and to foster unity, so that the light of hope would never fade again, no matter what shadows might threaten. I was not King Rian. I was simply Rian, a friend, a protector, a hero who had faced the darkness and chosen the light, my journey defined not by a crown but by the choices I made. I had walked from shadow into sunlight, carrying with me the lessons of courage, compassion, and unity, lessons that would guide me and all of Nadaka into the future. My true family was not found in a crown or a title, but in the community I had fought so hard to save. The people whose laughter, hope, and dreams would echo through the ages, shaping the destiny of Nadaka for generations to come. Together, we would heal our world and build a brighter future. This is not the end, but a new beginning. To be continued, stay tuned for the next legend.